Eliminate the workplace excuse. That's what leaders do. This is the Career Blindspot Podcast. Do you still want to be a stay-at-home parent?
I never wanted to be a stay-at-home parent.
What?
Never.
That is today's CBQ to Courtney, who is post-baby number 2.
7 days. She's been in the world, and I've kept her alive.
Just you. I haven't done anything.
That is not true.
So you never, ever?
When you
were little?
No, I never had the desire to be a stay-at-home mom. Never.
And to be clear, Courtney and I have talked about this a lot, and I think it's already popped up. Yes.
Wouldn't that be terrible if we had never discussed this before?
I think that would make us get a lot more clicks and viewers.
Oh my God.
But why? Why didn't you want to be a stay-at-home parent? And why don't you still, even though, because you're kind of obsessed with this one?
Yeah, I'm definitely obsessed with this baby.
Our son, you were like, we could be friends, but...
You joke, but there were some depression issues with the son. But no, I don't have a desire to, have the patience to shape somebody's childhood like that. Like, I want to do the fun things. I'll do the doctor stuff, but like, I also want to have my own life and my own identity. And I don't see myself balancing that the way that I've seen other women balance it. It's just not something I could see myself doing.
But I guess I'm asking, I mean, I knew why, the audience, and also, Courtney mentioned depression, and we are joking, but it is a serious topic that we have dealt with, and depending, we might address it later. But we're actually re-recording because I have these lapels that 95% sound great, but the beginning was just trash. And this will be a quick one. We're checking in. Like Courtney said, we're a week out from our second baby girl, and we had a son 2 years ago, roughly. But Courtney never wanted to be a stay-at-home parent, and for a while, you never wanted to be a parent, or at least that's what you told me.
Yeah, that is what I told you. I mean, I was terrified to be a parent all my life. I had just heard the same, cliches like they'll ruin everything. The new one is don't lose your pink, and I'm like, I don't.
What's that mean? That
like, don't lose who you are because you've had a kid, and I'm like, what? Why can't you figure out a way to do both? Shut up. Go to therapy, for real.
But that's also what you're saying is why you don't want to be a stay-at-home parent.
Yeah, I don't want to be a stay-at-home parent. I do really like working outside the house. It fulfills me, and I like that it fulfills me, and I can bring home the good energy that I have from that to my family. Yeah,
and I think from before, you didn't want to be a stay-at-home parent. It wasn't exciting to you, to keep it simple. I think other people, me, were always like, I'll do it. But my version of it is different. No, I want to do it is the clear. Yeah. And that's the theme here of like wanting. And I think a lot of people don't want to be parents for, I don't want to say wrong reasons, but out of spite, kind of like what you said.
Right.
Versus, no, I just don't want kids. Like, who is, I think, Seth Rogen, the actor. He's like, then it'd get in the way of me smoking weed, and I don't think it'd be a good parent. And I was like, hey, I'm not saying I agree with him, but I feel like he's given it thought.
Yeah.
And not that people ask my advice all the time on this, but I'm like, do it, whether you have kids or not, do it for your reasons. And the other side of it is, I think a lot of people, myself and my family included, they didn't have kids on purpose. It's just kind of a byproduct of...
Right. We're definitely in a different age. Like, literally, we're a different... And my grandmother was a grandmother at my age, and I'm having my second kid. Like, It's insane.
And my grandmother had 10 kids.
Nope.
Where I'm like,
Shut it down.
That's a lot of...
I can't do it.
So the reason I'm asking this, as just to update and share our dirty laundry as well, is I did joke that, we have a great son. He's super happy and cute. But Courtney was postpartum. We realize now, 2 years later, not quite, that you were depressed.
Oh, I was depressed during the pregnancy as well. Yeah.
And so with this baby, it's very different, as it will be a lot. But specifically for this call, like Courtney's kind of, I'm waiting for her to say, I think I want to stay home with the baby a little bit longer.
Because the bond is so different this time.
Yes, like she's enjoying it. She's present for it. Not to say it's not easy, although we have a lot more clear-headedness around.
Yeah, she's getting much calmer parents because we've done this before. It's not the same at all, but we know when things are bad.
I've always been chill. It's part of my problem.
Oh.
So she has 2 parents who are calm.
Oh, I mean, that's a first. I'm calm.
Am I lying?
No, you're pretty calm.
Yeah. And I'm not saying like it's a problem, but you're enjoying this. That's
I am
my
enjoying
point.
this. Yes.
But you're enjoying it so much. I'm like, oh, maybe she does want to stay at
No,
home.
I still am. Juan and I have been disagreeing about me going to go get my work laptop from my company because I want to just do a couple things so that, I stay on top of work.
I'm not disagreeing.
I know,
think people
but you are
deserve
encouraging
a livable
me
wage
to-
for the work that they do.
Yes.
And we don't need to put anyone on blast right now, but doing stuff for free while you're recovering, like, come on, have some boundaries.
Agreed.
Flip it. What CBQ do you have for me in this little mini update episode? Parent-wise, work-wise, career. Here we are making a podcast, and we have a week-old newborn. I wasn't planning on it.
Yeah.
But you kind of taking point more so than we shared the load the first go-around. I'm like, I can go to St. Joseph the Worker for my board meeting. I can go do this.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a meeting right after this with someone, which I realized, I'm going to be late. But any questions for me? Random question, I should say.
I mean, random question that I have for you is just, we really have worked on figuring out what it is that we want and how do you kind of see that happening this go around? So you kind of mentioned like you're able to do the things that you want every day. Like, talk to me about how we got there, because it was not easy.
I mean, if you rewind the tone I took with you about it's not doing work, like, hats off. If you want to go back to work as soon as you have a baby or whatever, like, I'm not, people's reasons for doing stuff isn't my issue. It's the inconsistency to what they say they value.
Mm-hmm.
And my tone with you of like, look, like, yeah, get your laptop, get this, but also get the other stuff that you say you want, because you're going to have a daughter who's going to be in a similar position one day.
Right.
And one day you're going to be like, why are you letting those people take advantage of
Yeah.
you? Or not even take advantage. Why are you giving so much and you're not getting what you think you are you're not getting what you expect to get in return? So I'm being vague here, and I don't want to be too specific. But for me, it's like you are taking the load. My mom's come by. We're super lucky. We're also
very,
older
very
parents,
lucky.
and we did take the fertility road. But it's like to answer your question, I'm making a podcast right now.
Right.
Like, this isn't work for me. It is.
This is something you
work
want to do.
and complex, and especially the recording part is easy. All the other stuff later that we're going to use AI for.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm like, okay, my time is free. I was like, I'm not on vacation, but why do I feel like I should get more work done as opposed to relax? And we will. Like right now, baby is doing, knock on wood, good. If you can't hear her in the background, she sleeps a lot.
She does.
Little concerning. Doctor talked about it. But the other thing, I kind of, as we write this down, is with our son, people said the baby you go home with isn't the one you wake up with, or some version. And that reminds me of like hiring and job descriptions. We have been parents nonstop.
Yeah.
But, our son is 2 and he talks and he
He's
has little
amazing.
meltdowns and he jumps on things and he grabs knives and he knows dinosaurs. Our job description has fluctuated.
Yeah.
And especially that first 3 months, first month, first week, it constantly changed.
Yes.
And so with him now, it's less so. Change is still going to come. Like 5 years. When he's 5 years old, a little different birthday party than the one we just had. When he's 13.
I hope he still wants to bake with me at 13. I love baking with that boy.
Yeah. So yeah, let's wrap this up as I've gone long here. But I asked you, like, do you want to be a stay-at-home parent?
Right.
Technically, you are right now.
Yeah,
but you don't want to do it for more than...
No, there's a reason that I want to go get my work laptop, and that is I like the external validation and gratification that I get from having my job, and I like the energy that I bring home from that to share with my daughter, just to recharge, because I love her. I'm obsessed with her. I stare at her for hours on end, but also I would like to do some other stuff.
Fair. And I mean, whatever that pink comment meant, like, I feel like you were agreeing with them. You just don't like how people word it. I think you are so determined not to be a resentful parent.
Yes.
That sometimes you sound like one, but at parents, not at your kids.
That's true. Kids are the best. Parents are the worst.
But also, parents are in charge.
Parents just don't understand one.
Oh my God.
End it. Thank you.
I make this show for leaders, those who don't point fingers, but point towards ways they can do better at work. My ask for listening is you share the show. on social and or with other leaders, established or aspiring. Until then, no talent, no culture, no excuses.